Okay, so hey guys, this is a whole separate video. I just did a video on these card decks and explaining how I I use them with my kids to just get positive affirmations, to be a little bit more mindful of positivity and things that we need to remember, like gratitude and things like that throughout the day. So that's how I use these. I did say that I do believe in God. I was raised Christian. So none of this is anything against God or anything like that for me. And these particular two decks are not in any way whatsoever. And the decks that I own are none of them are any way whatsoever witchcraft or Wiccan, which there's nothing wrong with that. If anybody chooses to believe in that, I fully support you. I have one of my very best friends is a witch and into witchcraft, and she's one of the kindest, best people that I know. And so it is what it is. To each their own. Everybody has their own belief system. So that's what I'm going to say about that. I do have this deck also, and when I found this one, I just found it so fascinating. It's not something that I worship, um that I don't want to use the word believe in, and I don't use this deck as far as like um a belief system. I don't know how to say this without sounding horrible, but I do use this the same way that I use these, as just a some positive vibes, some positive thought processes, an outlook, different from my daily outlook on things. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle, and I'm new to all of this. For me, this is not any kind of anything bad. This is very interesting for me, and I really am enjoying it. And these cards are gorgeous. So how this works in this box is beautiful. Um, how this works for me, and I let my kids do this. So I would never do anything that to me would feel bad or wrong or against my beliefs. So for me, it's like anything that I want to incorporate into my belief system or with my children is something that I would find to be a positive affirmation type deal. That's how I use these. So I just wanted to preference that, even though I shouldn't have to explain myself because it's my family, my children, and my belief system. I am going to. So how I just do this, and I find this so interesting, and actually, it gets you talking with your kids. I highly believe these kind of affirmation decks, and even this, even though it's considered an oracle, it's just really fascinating, the thought process and the discussions you can have with your kids whenever you're doing these. And so I will take, and my kids have sat together with me, and we flip 3 or 4 cards, and then we just read what it says. So, like for example, these cards are gorgeous. Um, this is not any kind of like religion for us. This is just interesting. This is just positivity. So how what you do is you flip, 3 or 4 cards. There is a thing where you can do 7 cards, and the guidebook shows you that. And I'll just go through and show you just a few of these. Their artwork is so beautiful. So for example, let's say you pick number 5. So this one is the Bat Spirit, or rebirth is assured. I find that the messages down here, they don't really, some of them go really well, and some of them are just a positive, like this one says time to heal. Um, bring your ideas to life. So some of them are just very positive, and some of them are kind of like, I don't really get how, it doesn't mean anything to me, if you get what I'm saying. So like this one, bring your ideas to life, number 24. This is how me and my kids did it, and we had fun, and we talked and discussed, and it was just really cool. So for me, this is what I do. It's not any kind of, and I don't know if I would do a reading for other people. For me, that's, I don't know. I don't know if that's my story, if that's my journey. So you would pick number 24. So this one is like the electric eel spirit. And I'll just let you read this. We would just pick cards and read it out loud, and we would discuss it. And a lot of times we were like, okay, because, if it's a card about gratitude, of course, anytime you speak about gratitude, especially with your children who are teenagers and don't always show or have the gratitude that they should, it's a good little life lesson. It's a good little conversation you can have about showing gratitude, about being humble, about being kind. And so that's how we use these cards as a little life lesson, yeah, throughout the day. So I really fully support that. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't mean that you believe that, you know, a snake spirit is going to be a higher power for you. And if you do, there's nothing wrong with that either. I teach my children and myself to be accepting of all different kinds of people, because all kinds of people make up this world, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having a different color of skin, a different sexuality. All kinds of people make up this world, and you have to be accepting and kind and loving to all kinds. And that's how I teach my kids. And that's how I try to live my life. So for me, this is little life lessons. You flip a card and you read about it, and I'll just pause, or you can just pause here and read this if you want. This was the eel card, I think. Maybe your big idea is taking more time to shape than you expected. Have you considered you're meant to learn something, and the process of bringing it into being? Commit to transformation and to learning any lessons this new venture will bring, and soon you will see that your aha was even more valuable than you realized when you first felt it electrify you. Which, it's about an eel, but the hummingbird. So if you want to read some of this, you can pause. Are you feeling pessimistic and convinced there's nothing more out there for you? Koala Spirit reminds you that self-care is meant to replenish you so that you venture out and again in faith, trusting that there is no limit to the joy Spirit wants you to experience. Be good to yourself and reconnect with Spirit to reclaim your faith in things yet unseen. And, for me, whenever I read the word Spirit, I translate that in my own head as God, like what lessons God is trying to reveal to me. And I think if it's an affirmation deck or an oracle deck, it is all kind of how you interpret it and how you want to process it into your own life, into your own beliefs. Now, a tarot deck, I don't know for sure, and I've watched many videos on being a Christian and still reading tarot. And for me, I think it all depends on, for one, the type of tarot deck that you're going to get, and for two, what your belief system is. So for me, I found a tarot deck that is more kind of a spiritual oracle deck. It's by the same author as this one, actually, so that makes sense. And it does kind of more lean toward just positivity. It is actually called the Good Tarot. And so I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go down that path, but I do not believe that if you bring a tarot deck into your home that you're bringing in bad spirits and the devil, and I don't believe any of that. I think they're cards. I think you use them how you use them, and you use them according to your belief system. And to me, you're not bringing the devil or bad demons or anything like that into your home, especially not with these. These, like I said, this one right here is perfect if you're a Christian, and you just want positive affirmations and beautiful cards with beautiful artwork. There is Bible verses on some of these, and this is a great one. It's just a conversation starter for you and your children to flip a card and just talk about, like, gratitude or being kind. This one is perfect for that. This one is also good for that. And honestly, this one is too. It does use the word oracle, but my kids and I just use it as a way to connect and have a conversation and be a little bit more positive and aware of kindness and gratitude and being humble and having faith in something higher. So anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this video. This is a little different for me. All right, I will talk to you soon. Bye.